Yeah, I'll tackle that into. Sorry, what was that?
Mobile phone. How many
Yeah,
times do we get?
I know that, and that's it. It is, but I guess the biggest one for me is twofold, both in terms of Siemens technology and maybe even engineering, because engineering is at the heart of what we do. And so there are two things there. One is that it can have the misconception that it is a very male-dominated arena. Yeah. My last two apprentices that joined me this year, both girls. So that is great that we're starting to break that mold. But it can almost feel like that's not a place for me if I'm a female entering the space. You couldn't be further from the truth. And I guess from a talent acquisition perspective, Vicky, we've got to try and make Siemens. When we want the talent, we don't need to go to half of the well of the water. We need to go for everyone. Yeah. So that's why we talk about equity and attractability of this place as a way of work. So yes, if you came in today, it would probably be highly proportioned towards males, but we have to be
changing massively.
Exactly that.
Yeah,
exactly
and I think even in the last three to 4 years, the number of female engineers in the early careers space has more than doubled. And we do have, like you said, John, this massive sort of people assume that we're this big dirty engineering company and it's very much a man's job, and actually it's very, very, very much the opposite of that. So yeah, we have made some massive changes over the last few years, certainly in the early career space, where we've seen in fact our grads, I think it was around 40% female, 60% male. And I think when I first started in this role, it was around 10% or 15% female and, 85% male. So it just goes to show, how much work we've tried to do in that space to try and get more women to apply.
Absolutely. And I guess just another very similar is around the misconception of engineering. So if I said to you, I'm an engineer, it means blue overalls, me spanners, and I've got dirt all over my face. Yeah. There are elements of that in Siemens, but there is the software engineering, there's data engineering. Engineering is a multifaceted, broad concept. So don't be put off by that phrase. It's almost as if we have to rebrand the phrase engineering to be more encompassing. But just on the two latest apprentices that have joined me, I spoke to them about why engineering, why have they come that way, and two very different answers. One was because my dad was an engineer and that's what I wanted to do. And the other one, she kind of chuckled and giggled at me and then said, it's because I used to love putting IKEA furniture together with my dad. I used to love following instructions and working out how to do it more effectively, and maybe even scrunching up their instructions and doing it ourselves. So if you're a problem solver, if you like to find an answer through different ways, then potentially a pathway into engineering, it is for you, irrelevant of your gender or background.
I think one other thing to add as well, which I notice a lot every year when we recruit grads and interns, is that I think a lot of people out there assume we recruit huge amounts of mechanical engineers. And actually, we recruit very, very little. The majority are probably more electrical, electronic, software, artificial intelligence, computer science. But we seem to get thousands, and I'm talking thousands of mechanical engineering applicants. And actually, we do recruit a handful, but nowhere near the numbers that we did in the past. And I still think that's quite a difficult message to get across sometimes, because it's just always been an assumption that we do take on a lot of mechanical engineers.
Yeah.
John, I don't know whether you would agree with that.
I do, and listen, we still need mechanical engineers.
Oh, we do.
That's not, and that's the challenge that us as a business face. It's that balance. We need a balance. We really do. And in fact, Siemens are working. We haven't got the answers. So I'm working with one of my customers, a big power company, on how together we try and break crack that nut, because you know it is, you know, we do need to make the spanners still interesting, but we do need, as Vicky says, we need the artificial intelligence engineers, the software engineers, the VR engineers of the future. So it's a great challenge to have, and maybe you're out there looking to give us the answers for the future.